Hey guys, this is Gerry O reporting for Kids First, and today we're reviewing the brand new film, The Post. This is an absolutely stupendous film that has an achievement in cinematography in almost every category, ranging from directing to acting to even the original score is just outstanding in this film. Although there are a lot of achievements in this film, none of them would be what they are without the inspirational and eye-opening story. But the most incredible thing about the story is that it's all true. The story takes place during the Vietnam War in the United States, and it's about when thousands of documents get stolen from the White House, talking all about the Vietnam War. These things are truly eye-opening and just horrifying to see what America actually did during the Vietnam War. Of course, newspapers want to get a hold of these documents to be able to publish them, and the New York Times gets a hold of them. The Washington Post also tries to get a hold of them, and the war stops being between newspapers and starts being against the government. The Attorney General causes the New York Times to stop publishing these papers, and now it's a battle versus censorship and freedom of press instead of a competition between newspapers. Not only that, but it tells of the Washington Post's first female publisher, and overall the story is very dramatic, very intense, and truly inspiring. Steven Spielberg, the director of the film, brilliantly brings it into the 1970s. Everything from the film grain that's present throughout the entire film to the coloring and the lighting makes it feel authentic and very realistic as well. What I really loved about the film was the cinematography. The cinematography was so smooth and flowed so well that even though there were many cuts throughout the shots, it felt like one continuous long shot that lasted through an entire runtime. The acting in this film is something else that really is outstanding for so many reasons. Every single actor really was swallowed by their characters and became their characters in this film. You don't feel like it's acting, but instead you feel like you're watching a documentary about the real people, which also adds to the authenticity and realism. John Williams, the composer of the film, actually took the viewers away from the visual side of the film and put them into the musical side of the film. His original score for this movie was so incredible and so breathtaking and so spectacular that you don't really listen to the story, instead you just listen to his beautiful music. The film definitely wouldn't be what it is without it. My favorite scene in the film is when all these elements come together to make the climax of the film. The publisher of the Washington Post, Kay Graham, played by Meryl Streep, has to make the final decision about whether they publish these leaked documents or not in the next issue. Now, on the phone with her are multiple people from the company, including journalists, to editor, to business partners, to lawyers, many people who are giving her different opinions, and it's her final decision what they do. The cinematography really makes the scene just so epic despite it just being a phone call, and there are so many shots that make it feel smooth and makes it flow so nicely despite almost every single shot being in a different location, as there are many different people on this phone call. The final shot when she's about to make her decision zooms into her face and into her eyes. You can just see the thought process in her head, and it just looks incredible, and it really brings the intensity out despite it just being a phone call. Although I do think the message of this film is very important, I don't think it's meant for younger kids. There are quite a few mature elements, and just the plot itself is very mature and it's rather complicated, so I'd give an age rating of 10 to 18. I absolutely give it 5 out of 5 stars, as every single thing in this film was incredible. From the acting, to the cinematography, to the lighting, everything about this film that could have been good was spectacular and out of this world. If you'd like to check out this film, it's in theaters near you December 22nd. I'm Gerry O reporting for Kids First. Bye!
What are you going to do, Mrs. Graham?